Hi, Aries. It's beautiful outside. The clouds are all freckling the sky. Got the dogs hanging out in front of the heater, as you can probably hear. Please let me know if you can hear me okay. I used to have a microphone. I still have it, but it doesn't work with my phone. There's no auxiliary port. I'm an auxiliary port person. I like Windows Media Player, and everything gets to get updated and changing all the time and become more Bluetoothy, and I just, just old school, I guess. So I'll figure out a system and maybe get a Bluetooth microphone for this phone. We'll see. But again, hopefully you can hear me. This is going to be your bonus reading because I got the most views from Aries. Now you were also the shortest reading, so I don't know if that's why you had the most views. We'll find out. But I know Aries is they're doing a lot of things, and so sometimes a 15-minute reading is perfect. And you just kind of give it to me straight, right? But for those of you who are looking for a more in-depth reading, you want a little bit more information, right? Some more clarity possibly, signs, synchronicities. Maybe you listened to it, the 15-minute reading, and it didn't really speak to you. This is for the rest of the Aries collective. Let me get a sip of my orange. I'm still rocking the snowman cup. It's just the perfect size. My teacup is very tiny, so it's great for like bedtime tea. But when I have my morning tea or like my chicory root, it's still a tea, but it's like an instant. To me, it's like instant coffee. It reminds me of that coffee Nescafe. I used to drink that a lot with my dad. Maybe you're dealing with a Gemini. We have a Two of Swords. Something is coming, a decision. Okay, so there's a decision that you don't see coming yet, or there's a decision that you see it coming, but you don't want to see it, right? It's like a decision you know you're going to have to make. It's lurking. It's like a shadow. It's a cloud on the horizon. We've got the Eight of Swords here. All right, this is anxiety, overthinking, sleepless nights. This reminds me of with the clouds, because I'm really paying attention to the clouds out here. They look really cool. I guess I can't. Yeah, I can't flip it while it's going, or I would show you guys the clouds. But it reminds me of Cloud Atlas. Beautiful film. But this figure it looks like a musical note on their womb. There's some sort of creation. Maybe you create music, but it's like this song that you hear in your sleep. And so whatever creative project that you're working on, in that film, in Cloud Atlas, the composer, he hears this song and he has to get, there's a different name for it, but it's like an apprentice. So it could be a page, you could be waiting on communication. But there's this could be a Page of Swords, somebody could be watching somebody, and because they're watching them, their energy is influencing them. They could be dreaming about them. And if you are dreaming about somebody, that could be the somebody that's watching you, right? Or that you want to watch, because there's somebody that's not watching something, they're not looking at something. So it could be a choice between coming forward or just staying in the Page of Swords, right? So if you're the masculine or the feminine, take it how you take it. But he hears this song and it's this melody he hears, and it just like kind of haunts him. He's been hearing it for a long time, and so he needs someone to get it out of his head and onto the piano. The name, for whatever whatever this apprentice or whatever he is just came to me and then left immediately. Because it's a very specific, like, composer's assistant name, I think. But yeah, it's like this, it's almost like a compulsion, like there's like an itch that needs to be scratched, right? Like stopping a habit or some sort of like addictive behavior, which a Page of Swords could become very addictive. So we'll see, but that's what I'm getting for that. Yeah, we have the Four of Pentacles. Now this reminds me of, I was going to say Count Olaf, which is Nosferatu, which is not what I was thinking of. It's also the little snowman, my snowman, in Frozen. But this is Four of Pentacles, but this could be also like Five of Pentacles, being left out in the cold. You know, with all these swords here, it's like maybe somebody was shut out, maybe there was a blocked communication. But with the Four of Pentacles, this reminds me, I was gonna say, the Hunchback of Notre Dame, like this, when he's like, fire, hellfire. That's all the words I know. But he's like Esmeralda, you know, Frollo, that's his name. Frollo is singing to her because he's just like completely obsessed with her and lustuous. So there could be some sort of, and she's just dancing in the fire in his dreams, right? So there could be, in your dreams, there could be some sort of obsession going on here. Eight of Pentacles, yeah. Someone's focusing on their work. Now this could be the person that's being watched and they're just like minding their own business, la 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 la, like going about their merry way. Or this could be this distracted party, this anxious party that's watching them, because you could have a cross watcher here right now, trying to focus on their work, right? This is someone who's like trying to just focus on the nail, like not be distracted by everything that's going on. Now I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of blocked energy here and blockages, but I get, and like obsession. We'll see if the Devil comes out. We have the Knight of Cups. No, the Knight of Cups this is like a careful fighter, right? You could be a server, right? Bartender or something like that, but this person's like trying not to spill, you know, it's like they're sort of trying to glide. They want things to go smoothly. They want to say the right things. They want to express themselves in the right way, but it's like they have halted tongue. Knight of Wands. Yeah, there's a lot of like desirous passion here. I feel like somebody wants to work with somebody else on a creation, on a creative project. Could be same sex. I only say that because in Cloud Atlas, you know, there's same sex couples, but it's the same energies. It's like it's all about, you know, past life, how it's all connected. So there's some sort of like admiration that you feel, and it's the same kind of love that you would feel, or the same kind of attraction that you would feel for your sister, your brother, your best friend, your dog, right? It's that same kind of like love that you would feel for anybody in your family or your friends group. It's like your best friend. So maybe this is a friend, right? Maybe this is why they're being so careful, because they have to like play a part. They have to watch their cup so that their emotions they have to keep everything placid, like just underneath the surface, so that they don't express too much, because you could be, you know, you could be platonic friends, right? Same sex or otherwise, right? It's like there's something very, like they don't want their emotions to overflow. They could be drinking as well to like drown out their emotions, or like doing things that are compulsory to distract themselves from this connection. Again, this has a tendency to feel very devilish and toxic, but I just feel like it's, if there's any devil energy here, it's just fear. I don't feel like this is a bad connection. It doesn't feel like there's anything wrong with it necessarily. I mean, we're gonna look, but let's think about the Eight of Swords. Ace of Wands. With the Knight of Wands, yeah, there's a lot of sexual passion. This person has a lot of sexual passion for you, or vice versa, right? Whoever this Page of Swords energy that I'm getting, the person that's anxious, the person that's up at night, the person that can't stop thinking about it, the person that wants to bring an offer of love in, but is just like terrified. They're terrified. Like all of their value, it's like, will they reject me? Will they see me as valuable? Will we be compatible in this passionate sense? So whether you know them or not, but if you do know them, you may just have a very sort of, you may already have a dynamic set up that's sort of, now I don't believe in the friend zone, right? But that could just be like, you see that person, you know, and people in the friend zone are always like, they're like my brother, they're like my sister. I could never, you know, but let's be real, right? Like, don't you want to be with somebody that you can be like best friends with? So there's, the reason I don't believe in the friend zone is because both parties are in denial. So at least one is, but if one is, like attracts like. So they're both in denial. Let's be real. Like, you know you want something. Tell me the Two of Swords. King of Pentacles. Can we go with an earth sign? Yeah, so this Ace of Wands, there's this sun here. And when I tried to start your video before, 12:32 on the clock there. 1, 2, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 2. Could be like a 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Right? Somebody wants to rush in and wants to move this very quickly, but they're like, and if you are friends, like with this Leo energy, because I'm getting, I had to stop the video because my Leo dog was tip-tapping around. So it was like just adding to the ambient noise that didn't need to happen. So it was like, give me attention, you know? She was just trying to bogart the heater, like a Leo. It's all about me. Maybe you have a Leo placement, or you could be dealing with a Leo. But there is like the sunflowers, see, they're like out at night, but they are like, where, it's with the Eight of Swords, it's like they're up at night, like, where's my sun, where's my light, where's my warmth, where's my divine counterpart? There's a rocket trail or a chemtrail shooting up through these beautiful clouds. They're just really neat. Yeah, if they're still there, maybe I'll take a picture and that will be your that will be the snapshot for this video. But it's like Joni Mitchell, both sides now. I've looked at clouds from both sides now. It's Clouds Illusions, I recall. If you are friends, there could be, like, you could be watching this person, because Joni Mitchell, my favorite song by her is Cactus Tree, especially the live version. Oh my God, like it's so good. But it's like, there could be a feminine here that gets a lot of attention, because Leos get a lot of attention. And this person could just get a lot of attention, and the Page of Swords could be watching this feminine get all this attention, like, and if the feminine is the Leo, or this Leo energy that I'm picking up on, they could be the one that's like, I want that attention that you're giving to them. But it's um, you know, whenever, as a cardinal fire sign, Aries is typically like just doing their own thing, right? There's kind of like, it's not that they're oblivious to things that are going on around them, but they're just sort of tunnel vision on whatever they're doing. And so there could be a lot of like peripheral noise and like everyone around them, all the attention that they're getting is like ambient noise. But the person that's watching them could be concerned about, am I going to be able to compete with, could be a third party situation here, which again is why I don't believe that you can be in like the friend zone or like whatever you're attracted to. But I'm going to, as a heterosexual female, I'm going to say like I don't think that men and women can be friends, because platonic friends without some ulterior motive. Because if you're like the friend that's just like waiting on the sidelines for this relationship to end, then that is toxic. There's a deceptive nature to that. It's self-deceptive because you're not saying what you want, and you're just sort of watching them do all this stuff, and it's torturing you. And it's like they don't even know that what's going on, and they're not doing it intentionally. There are a lot of dynamics where, particularly the feminine, will hold on to a brother friend so that they can it's like wanderlust. So like maybe open relationships, polyamory, that could play a role here. We'll come back to that, but the movie Wanderlust is something I'm thinking of, because I think they call each other like brother friend in their little like community cult, whatever that they're in. But it's like the feminines will, you know, okay, females will keep males around that they're not giving that intimate energy to, but they want it from them, right? They want the comfort, they want them to come over. It reminds me of He's Just Not That Into You. You know, Scarlett Johansson, you could be dealing with a Scorpio or Sagittarius. She is a November 22nd Scorpio Sagittarius cusper. So is Jamie Lee Curtis and Mark Ruffalo. So maybe November 22nd is something that resonates with you. 22, that's the 4, 2 of Swords, 2's choices, mirroring. But there is like a, you know, she has her friend come over, she calls him baby, and she like gets everything that she needs from him to feed her ego, and then she bounces off to sleep with a married man, right? So it's kind of like, spoiler, it happens right in the beginning. But he's just not that into you. So there could be, with the 2 of Swords, there could be somebody getting out of a friendship, you know, friends with benefits, or and maybe the benefits are not actually fulfilling you. And so there's a need to be real with yourself here and ask yourself the tough questions like, is this healthy for me? Am I being manipulative here by giving energy to this or waiting for this person? Like only giving a little bit of myself when you want to give all of yourself. There's like some self-deception going on here. And I feel like this other person's just kind of gets so much attention that your attention doesn't really stand out to them, even though you're a solid person, you're a solid friend. So that's one ship that I feel needs to come to an end with this 2 of Swords. And you need to just focus on your work, right? And maybe just start dating people with this Knight of Wands. Like start seeing people. And not with the intention of getting your person's attention, right? Do it for you. There's some sort of like, maybe if I do this, maybe if I dress this way, maybe if I, you know, they'll look at me, they'll see me. Maybe if I make some noise. But that's deceptive, all right? Like, if you're a sunflower, you need a sun. Stop trying to get your sunlight from the moon. It's just not enough. All right. So if you're feeling like, if you're worried that you are not enough, then that means you're with somebody who's incompatible, or you're giving your energy, your attention, you're not sleeping at night to somebody who you're not compatible with, right? You shouldn't have to walk on eggshells around somebody. You shouldn't have to temper your emotions or your truth around somebody. There's some sort of manipulation here that needs to come to a fucking end. So we have the Two of Swords with the King of Pentacles. King of Pentacles is someone who's solid. And see how they have this big crown on them? They could be a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn with a Leo placement, right? So maybe your attraction to this person and their runner-chaser vibe, right? It's like you thought maybe they were your twin flames, you held out for them and you've sat on the sidelines, but it's like torturing you. I think that they're a karmic. They're here to test you and build your self-worth so that you don't just fall into the temptation. There's a lot of temptation here with this hellfire, right? It's like there's a lot of temptation. You could be dealing with a Capricorn, again, with the devil energy, because I'm not getting the devil energy here. But there is, or I'm not getting the devil card, but I'm getting this sort of devilish energy, or this temptation, this illusion, this fear. There's a lot of fear over here and like anxiety. So that could mean that you are dealing with a Capricorn or a devil, whether they're Capricorn or not. You could be dealing with a devil, but you're like, rose-colored glasses, everything looks red, so I can't see that everything's actually on fire. And not in a good way, right? Aries, you guys are double fire. You're cardinal fire. You like fire and passion. But it's like you need to go your own way. Go your own way. Call it another lonely day. Two of Wands, yeah. This is a choice. Could be a choice between two people, but I feel like you as a wand, and you could be dealing with a fire sign or someone who has a lot of fiery passion to them. And with the Knight of Wands, it could be somebody who is just like they sleep around. Maybe they're into all that, and that's just not for you. Maybe you want something that's more traditional. Maybe you want something that is, this is someone, the King of Pentacles is someone who's all about tradition. And these choices here that you have are between, should I just keep my Four of Pentacles, right? Do I actually want pentacles, but I'm tempted by fire. Maybe you have an earth placement. Or if you have that Leo placement, that's fixed energy. You could have a fixed placement as well. But with this Four of Pentacles and this Eight of Pentacles, it's like, I think you need to just build up your own self-investment and choose your Ace of Wands, right? And this could be practicing the craft, right? But if you're practicing the craft for others, like maybe you're into the occult and you're doing spells on others. Anytime you think about somebody, you're casting a spell. Anytime that you speak their name, you're casting a spell, right? So you don't have to be, around a cauldron or anything like that. But there is something, right? And you could be feeding them, right? Like having meals with them. Like maybe you guys just get together for dinner. Maybe you're always like giving to them. You're always paying for things, right? It's like you're that friend that they're manipulating and using. And you're actually manipulating the situation too, because you're wanting something else that they don't have the capacity to give and reciprocate to you. So we got to be real here, Aries. Got to be real and honest with ourselves about what we want. Yeah, you're getting twos. You've got this like ultimate choice here. Two of Cups. That's what you want. You want something solid. You want something stable. You want a partnership. You want something reciprocal. Two of Cups is individuals who pour back and forth, right? So when you're at 70%, I'll give you some 30% because we both have our 100%, right? Nine of Cups. King of Cups. Yeah, you want someone who's emotionally stable, emotionally giving, reciprocal, and Yeah, you could be dealing with a water sign. I'm just looking at these cards because I haven't used them yet. But there, see, it's all. I mean, it's the starry night, you know, like but it looks like a big sunrise, right? Like when the sun is coming up and there's maybe still a couple stars on the you know, up higher, or like when the sun and the moon are out at the same time. This person is very balancing, right? In the heart chakra, right? Cups are the heart chakra, which is Cancer and Leo. It's the sun and the moon. It's that divine celestial combination of celestial bodies. That's the twin flame connection, the sun and the moon. That's the divine masculine, divine feminine. And yeah, I feel like you've just been dealing with a false emperor or false empress. Just because they look good, smell good, they get a lot of attention, maybe they, you know, they work really hard. Like, there's nothing necessarily wrong with them. You're just not compatible, so stop playing games with your own heart. Quit playing games with my heart. Six of Swords. Yeah, Six of Swords with the Knight of Wands. This is the self-rescue. It's taking yourself across these choppy waters. It's like the Coast Guard. I mean, that could mean something to you. But it's like you've been lost at sea, right? Because you've been so in your emotions, and there's all this turmoil and chaos around you. There's the Eight of Swords. There's all this like ambient noise, ambient communication, cluttered thoughts, overthinking. And it's like, this is somebody who's going to come, and the difference between getting out of the Eight of Swords is this Two of Swords. You got to drop two of those, which means you have to make a decision of your logical mind, okay? Because you want cups. So you have to work on the self. 8 is the number of self cycles. And if your self cycle is giving your thoughts, your energy, your time, your craft to others, then that's black magic. You're not working on yourself. That's the only way that magic is white magic. And it's dark. So it's dark because it's going deep down into the ego. It's excavating all of that and doing the self-inventory and being real with yourself about all the issues in your life that are of your doing. Like you are all your problems and you are all your solutions. Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is usually the like wounded warrior, someone who's been holding their ground for a long time. And I feel like you have been doing that with all of this like anxiety and stuff. But this Nine of Wands, like I get this sunrise. You know, it's like everybody getting up early to tend to the plantation, the community, you know, and that's what it seems like you want. You want somebody that you can wake up in the morning with and work on the empire that you've built, right? And, you know, I see you like growing old together and having a front porch, and, you know, one of you makes the meal and the other washes the dishes. It's like, you have been giving your energy to a taker, it feels like. Tell me about this Nine of Wands. Just a moment. Okay. I had to blow my nose. It's getting a little itchy. Could have a gluten allergy. Just a very, but it also, the reason that people have a gluten allergy typically is because it's like, we have sensitivities to highly processed stuff, right? There's like over processing here because you're overthinking, and you're over processing something that's like so mass produced. It's not even really authentic. There's nothing original about it. It's just generic, but you're giving like all this energy to it. And so I feel like releasing that brings you to this place of organic, right? I mean, you could be changing your diet, you could be, but I feel like it's something that's more organic to you, right? Maybe your moon sign is Earth, or, well, we have the Two of Cups too. So you could have a water moon sign as well. Maybe your rising is Earth, right? You could have these fixed elements in your chart that, fixed or Earth, right? It's the same thing. That elementally speaking. So maybe with these twos, you could be a life path 2, you could be a life path 4, or life path 8. Yeah. We have the 8, we have the 6, the 9. But yeah, we're getting repetitions of the 2, which 2, 4, 6, because we have 3 2s out here. So yeah, it could be a life path 6. But there's something about, like, this is actually what you want. This is your nature. You want something very simple and logical as well, right? You guys are of the ego. You are the emperor, right? So you are cardinal fire, which is double fire, which is the most overtly, distinctly masculine element sign of the zodiac, because you are the only one that has the matching element with your modality. Right? All the other ones are mutable, or they're mixed. They're inter-elementalists. And then Taurus being the most distinctly feminine because it is fixed Earth, right? So it's like, maybe you have a Taurus placement, but there's something about you that, if you are the Emperor, which you are the Emperor in Tarot, the Empress is Taurus and Libra, right? So it's like, you really want your counterpart. You want your moon, you want your sun. And if you are the sunflower looking to the moon, right? It's like, the moon gets its light from the sun. But you don't have to get your light. You have to get your light directly from the sun first in order to illuminate your moon. Instead of being a sunflower trying to get the sunlight from somebody else's moon. Moon is lack of clarity, lack of, it's confusion, it's illusory, it's mysterious. And that can be very exciting and ooh, mysterious. But like, fuck all that. When you're talking about a union, you don't want a mystery. You want to know what's going on, right? You want things to be seen. You are masculine. You are the 3D. You need to see things. They need to be tangible. You need something real, right? And so, like, yeah, the fantasy and all of that is fun. You can just like tuck that away, but I think that it's not something that the 2 means you go forward and you don't look back. So it's not like you tuck it away in your spank bank or anything like that. Your energetic spank bank. So the 9 of Wands. Yeah, 8 of Pentacles. This is self-work. Working on yourself. Right? And see, they're working on their sun. There's all these suns here. They're forging this fixed earth energy in the fire. So, more Leo energy, more sun, more earth. It's like coming out of this where you have to guard your truth of wanting this earth energy, because this person's all fire. This person's all about their element. It always has to be on their terms. This person is not for you. Yeah, we got a plane going. Little 2-man plane. 2-seater. Could be two men. Could be 2 women. Could be a person and their dog, right? Yeah, there's something about like your dog. I mean, dogs represent Cancerian energy. They represent loyalty. So there's been like a false loyalty, because a dog will, stick around with a really awful keeper out of false loyalty as well, because it's all they know. So that's where I get this need, like, maybe you've known this person a long time, maybe you grew up together, but I feel like there's something very limiting about it, where it's like you need to go explore yourself, right? There's like these clouds needing to, there's a man who's been out sailing on a decade full of dreams, right? It's like this person is not the experience. This person's just the fantasy of the experience. It's the dream, it's the illusion. It's clouds, illusions, I recall. It's just like you're just looking at clouds when really you want to fly up in the clouds, right? You want to be, there's a song, oh, it's like a chill step song. It's called I'm a Cloud, or I'm the Cloud. I'm gonna write it down because I want to look that up. And I think the artist, I'm a Cloud, I think it starts with an L. But it's, yeah, so anyway, maybe there's a song, maybe there's something in that piece for you. I don't know that there's actually lyrics in it. I think it's more just like vocalizing. But anyway, vocalizing, 10 of Swords here. Like coming out of this self-deception. This person is laying down, belly to the ground, and just letting these swords, you know, it's like an acupuncturist. You're just trusting this person to put needles wherever the hell they want. But there's some blood coming out of their throat. Keep bleeding, keep bleeding love. 7 of Swords. Yeah, this is very guarded energy. And if you hold on to this, if you hold on to this past energy where love was not reciprocated, you're going to block yourself, right? 2 of Swords. Again. We started with that 2 of Swords and we're ending with it. Page of Cups. So you had the Knight of Cups. It's like you need to go back to square one, you being square one. Because you're fighting for somebody else's love. You're fighting for the wrong love. The only love that really matters is the one you have with yourself. So maybe something with a pet. Could be a fish, could be a cat, could be a dog, could be, you know, an exotic fucking tiger. Because I was talking about the tiger teeth. Hopefully it's not. Unless it's like a rescue. Maybe you run like a big cat rescue. So, but there is, yeah, and that's like, I feel like this person's beautiful. You were dealing with someone who was very physically beautiful, but they were superficial. They just looked that way. But on the inside, it's like they're actually a predator who needs to be out in the wild, because that's just in their nature. And that's fine. Like, you don't need to send this person off with any sort of angst or aggression, or just send them off with love and light. Let them do their thing, right? But don't give them your light. Stop giving them your light, right? Give them one last goodbye. There may need to be a conversation, depending on the dynamic of this situationship. Again, could be friends with benefits. Maybe you guys have gotten close to talking about it with the throat chakra, because I feel like there's the bleeding love out of the throat. Maybe it's just something that you've never vocalized, because I'm getting that like apple in the throat, like that you're choking on the emotions. You want to say it, but you know, like once you say it, it's going to be divisive. It's going to either it's either going to move the relationship forward because it will be reciprocated, or it's going to mean that you guys have to go your separate ways, because you can't stay where you are, right? You can't stay in the situation that you are. It has to either evolve or dissolve, right? And go its separate ways. And so there's something about like, you just like, And this is also like a kid playing with their imaginary friend. So it's, I'm not saying that's how it's going to turn out. Y'all can let me know. But I feel like when you speak your feeling, like you may have just been kind of playing with your imaginary friend this whole time. You know, or playing with an image, because there's something about them being like very physically attractive, superficially attractive, feeling like that. But also with imaginary friends, I feel like the imaginary friend that you had as a child is your person. That's more your person, because it was like a representation of your truest, most authentic, innocent self. And so this is also like going back to that square one, like going back into hermit mode, going back into your space. And like, if you're going to play with an imaginary friend, make sure it's your person. It's your actual imaginary friend, and that they're a friend, where versus a friend that's imaginary. There's a distinction there, I think. Hopefully it makes sense. Like if you're going to be giving your energy to somebody in your dreams, like you are with this Eight of Swords, it might as well be your person. The Lovers. Yes. Use that energy to call in your soulmate. Feed it to yourself. Work on yourself. Do the self-work, shadow work, blah, blah, blah. Death. Yeah, there has to be an ending. You could be dealing with a Scorpio. You could be dealing with a Gemini. But if you're going to dream about this person, if you're going to give energy to somebody, and you're trying to call in love, give it to your person, but through you, because they are of you. You are, made for each other, by each other. You are of the same star. So it's like you are the same person. So when you give your self-love, when you play with yourself, right, with this Knight of Wands, it's like, stop being the Knight of Cups and trying to give your cup away, right? And stop only placing your value in your sexual energy. When you give that energy back to yourself, when you enhance, so you could need to do like a lot of sacral chakra work, or get the heart chakra and sacral chakra. Your sexual energy is your most it's your source of most creative energy. And so it's like, if you're giving that to them, if you're fantasizing about them while you do that, you're giving them your energy, right? You're still giving yourself away, even though they're not technically in the room. Their energy is in the room. All right, so it's like, maybe I was getting a little bit of celibacy over here, like maybe needing to like do a no fap period or something, where you're just not giving that energy to anybody until and only when you give it to yourself, right? Say your own name, right? Maybe look in the mirror as you do it, right? And serenade yourself, like and when you do that, that teaches your person in the 5D, it attracts them to you, and it teaches them, the more we know, like, the best lovers are the ones who know how to love themselves, right? Because you can show them, you're showing them, you're teaching them how to love you. Every time that you do you do daily hygiene, every time that you eat well, every time that you laugh at a funny movie, or swoon at a beautiful song, every time that you experience these things just for yourself and not for the sake of anybody else, you're showing your person where you are, who you are, how to love you, and you're keeping your frequency on that level of attraction and connection with your person, with your true person. Because when you choose yourself, you always choose right. You'll never lose. You'll never lose. It's never a missed opportunity to choose yourself. Aries, Aries. Yeah. Just thinking if there's anything, seeing if there's any other messages while I pack it up. And then we'll look at the bottom of the decks. High Priestess, Intuition. There's that 8 of Swords and 3 of Swords again. Yeah. Trust your intuition. I know that's easier said than done, but if you're giving all your energy to others while you sleep, 2 of Swords, again, that's 3 of Swords. Well, 3 2s of Swords. On the Wheel of Fortune. 8 of Wands, 10 of Pentacles. This 10 of Pentacles is what you want. Yeah, so you gotta remember what seeds you planted. Remember what you actually wanted out of this life, out of this reality, out of this 3D experience. Ace of Cups. You want stability and abundance and longevity and reciprocation, right? Remember the things that you want and journal them out, write them down, create mantras, give yourself affirmation, tune your frequency into the type of partnership you want instead of tuning your energy into a particular person. All right? There are billions of us, 8 billion of us here. All right? If you're worried that if you release this person, you're not going to find anything better, then you're right. That's the energy that you're going to stay in. All right? But if you believe that you are worthy of the love that you truly desire, then your frequency will call your person in. That's just how law of attraction works. Okay? Hopefully there was something in here for you. Thank you for your support. We'll see how the likes go with this video. If you want to further support this channel, this space, the work that I do, everything you need to know is in the description box below. Until next time, Aries, I wish you well.